Live streaming is on.
Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is April the 29th, 2020. Strong hand, buy and hold Bitcoin. Golden age of the 2020s. Halving hype. Oh, yes. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. In motion. 5-digit realm. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. One day closer to an all-time high. Offended by selling. Hello, my elite friends. Check out all the links below. Follow me on Twitter, TechBalt, TechBalt. All right, if you got questions, I got answers. If you're watching this live, type them in. All right, I'll see them somehow. Hey, this week in Bitcoin is probably going to be at 1 p.m. Baltimore time on Friday, and it appears Tone Vase will be one of the guests. Just working on some things, and not everything's not set in stone 100%, but 1 p.m. Friday most likely. Hey, thanks a lot, Baltimore time. Thanks a lot for the Bitcoin contribution. Someone sent me some Bitcoin. I've got all sorts of cryptocurrency links below. Of course, Bitcoin, because that's the best one. And I appreciate when someone gives me the best of the best. And the dude said, the gravity of Bitcoin is strong. It is best to not resist it. Oh, yeah. Pound that like button. And happy Yom HaHatzmaot. Yes, today was Israeli Independence Day, so no doubt they were partying it up in Tel Aviv, social distancing, partying it up. Come on, get back to real partying, people. We're going to talk about a Tel Aviver who'll be partying right before the halving, virtual reality style. That's coming up later. Hey, speaking about coming up later, about 7 p.m. Pacific time today, that's 10 p.m. in back on the East Coast in Baltimore. I'm going to be on World Crypto Network with Thomas, and we're going to talk about the old days of the World Crypto Network. That's real. That's in 2.5 hours. I'll be on his channel. So no, 1.5 hours. Pound that like button. 90 minutes. I'll be back on the air again. All right, maybe less than that even. So there are some bullish Bitcoin signs all over the freaking place. All right. And I noticed them. I started to notice it last night. Okay. I was watching, I was listening to the Ben Shapiro show as I ate. I was over there, and the show ended and I was still eating and my hands were a mess. So then these advertisements come on and I can't run over to my glorious laptop and skip the advertisements with my hands. And, I was eating chicken and glorious chicken. And so I couldn't stop. So I had to listen to this darn advertisement. Well, lo and behold, there was an advertisement for something to do with crypto. And it sounded cryptocurrency, this education. I didn't know what I was hearing. And I just thinking to myself, it sounds sketchy, but this is a good sign that ads like this are back on the air again. So I wrote down, there's a surprise ending to all this, so bear with me. And I hear blockchain this and blockchain that, and it sounds like some guy just tossing out the word blockchain and really not understanding what it means. And he says that LinkedIn says that blockchain was the best field to be in. It's so generic, really generic stuff, trying to sell a class or something. And I'm just thinking, this is bullish. This is bullish. This is good. More sketchy blockchain ads. That's good. People shouldn't fall for this, but they do. It reminded me like a Craig Grant BitConnect ad from 2017. That type of sketchiness, and that's bull because that was bullish for Bitcoin. All these noobs are coming in and if people are willing to throw money for like blockchain or BitConnect related stuff, then hey, you know things are about to blow. So I do make it over to the computer after messing with my hands a little bit. It's about 30 seconds into the advertisement, and I see the dude paying for this advertisement, his academy or something, Ivan on Tech. Oh my. Oh, so sad for that dude. I mean, so shady. He's using words like, I will teach you method and strategy, a program that thousands of students have been through, no experience or knowledge needed, free blockchain training. Okay, so again, it's bullish for Bitcoin. I got a positive spin on it. When dudes like that are doing advertisements like that, hey, the newbies are inundated with the stuff. Sadly, they fall for it, but they'll come to Bitcoin, and we're gonna see some more sketchy stuff. But that's bullish. That's bullish when the sketch starts. When people start yelling about the sketch, promoting their sketchy stuff. Hey, and more power to him. I mean, thousands of students have loved it apparently. Strong hand 2024, dudes. So another bullish sign. Bloomberg. They have an article this morning talking about this fiat, for you fiat freaks. Everyone noticed that we had a pretty darn good 24 hours, right? And Bloomberg says Bitcoin tops $8,000 first time since March amid halving hype. Oh yes, they use the term halving hype that I came up with in 2016. Good for you, Bloomberg. That is a bullish sign when Bloomberg is covering it and using the term halving hype. So the mainstreamers are getting into it now. They're talking about the halving. That's bullish. Now, the hype was delayed by the virus, and now it might be exploding in a much shorter period than in 2016. You know, we had some halving hype. It was built up like over 3 months. We're about to have it. If we have the same amount of halving hype in 12 days, that's good. That's bullish sign. So, okay, you fiat freaks, it went up $1,000 in 24 hours. And that's one of my classic lines. We'll have days when it goes up by $1,000, and we'll have days when it goes down by $1,000. We'll have days when it goes down by 10%. We'll have days when it goes up by 10%. I've said it a million times. The last 24 hours, though, was one of those good days. So, it's happy. It's happy times. Oh, another bullish sign. Over on my BitChute channel, maybe you're watching that right now. Somebody in the comments section left cloud mining spam. Cloud mining spam, haven't seen it for a while. Bullish for Bitcoin. The sketchiness is coming back. Hey, sketchiness is free to come to the space. We can't, this is where the big boys play. If you can't identify sketchiness, then hey, I mean, I guess you're gonna have to learn the hard way. Now, more bullish signs. All right, so the whole hype cycle, I love it. The mainstream media catches on that, the price is going up. And then they write stories about it, and they write stories about the halving. And hey, they're putting it out there. It could be much more dramatic, the hype this time in a shorter period of time. So good for the price going up, good for the mainstream media buying into the price going up and then having to mention the halving and then obviously hyping the halving. And then more people like, if Bloomberg's writing about this halving thing, I better go buy Bitcoin. It's a good cycle, good hype cycle. And yeah, we're back to pre-virus prices here. You just needed a freaking strong hand. And if you watch this show, you have a freaking strong hand. All right. And so use that halving hype term. Use the hashtag halving hype. I used it on Twitter. I mean, Bloomberg's using it as a term now. The halving is in 12 days. May the 12th, it's like the only positive event out there that people are talking about. Well, now people are talking about countries and states reopening, but this is a virtual event that anyone all over the world can participate in. And people are tired of everyone being obsessed with bad news. So you spread the word about the halving, more people will be like, oh, this Bitcoin thing is a positive in the sea of negativity. Oh yeah, this halving hype, this is my invitation to join the Bitcoin party. Come on, party people, pound that like button. Now, another bullish sign today for all you fiat freaks out there. Okay, something happened. I didn't even know this happened until I read Pomp mention it. And he pointed out that on Coinbase today, all these people got excited about the price, jumped over there, no doubt trying to buy it, and Coinbase crashed. Just like the old days when we would have those happy buy Bitcoin days, it would crash. It would crash Coinbase. And we just had that happen again. Now, Coinbase, I'm pretty surprised that they weren't more prepared. But maybe it was just that many more people. Like, they couldn't even expect the freaking rush that happened today. So, guys, be prepared. Halving hype. It's in the air. Price might go up some more, so hopefully you guys won't go down. The guys over at the Coinbase competitor that I can't think of the name of, my buddies that come on the show here, they were promoting themselves on threads that were talking about Coinbase. Swan was promoting them. They didn't go down today, from what I know. I haven't heard about that, but they were on threads that dealt with Coinbase going down. They were like, "We're awesome. We're Swan." Okay, compete. Don't complain. I'm glad there's many people out there where Americans can get rid of their dollars that are being printed like trillions at a time for the real thing. For the real thing, baby. You can't beat the real thing, baby. And the real thing is is Bitcoin. I almost said the real thing is Coinbase. No, the real thing is Bitcoin. Oh, Adam is looking forward to being on Thomas's show in 80 minutes. Maybe my headband's too tight. I'm going to tell you, I just want to show you the shirt again. There's shirts like this linked to below. You can buy shirts, all sorts of shirts. Oh, let's move on here. And I'm going to tell you a Streets of LA story at the end of the show. So stay tuned for the Streets of LA story. So I went on an early walk today. Today was a non-run day today because I scheduled my day because I prepare. I'm a long-term thinker. Once I knew I was going to be on Thomas's show, I prepped so I would run on Tuesday instead of Wednesday and be able to do everything. And here is something from Whale Panda. Whale Panda, he likes to poke at Peter Schiff, and I'm not putting Peter Schiff up on a pedestal, but people like to compare Bitcoin and gold. And apparently, since the year started, now Bitcoin is up 13.7%, gold is up 11.7%. And he says, did Peter Schiff post angrily about Bitcoin yet today? I don't know. I don't follow Peter Schiff at all. And I just want to say, if people need that reassurance that Bitcoin is up 13.7% on the year and gold is only up 11.7% on the year, then I don't know, dudes. I don't need that reassurance. I don't give a darn about gold. But I do mention it because some people need to hear that type of thing. Dudes, if you even think that gold is a competitor of Bitcoin, I mean, you're in the old school still. And there's some of you that think that, but there we go. There. And that's year to date. But at the end of the year, let's see, at the end of 2021, how much higher Bitcoin is going to be than gold, the rate of increase. We'll see. I'm very confident in Bitcoin, obviously. Strong hand, 210,000 block theory. And yes, Peter Schiff will post angrily about Bitcoin. That's his thing. And Bitcoin will have days where it goes down by like $2,000, $3,000, and he will declare victory again and again. There is no victory, okay? There is no. I don't believe in that. Beating Bitcoin or beating gold. Come on, it's a waste of time. It's a drama. Go watch a soap opera. Go watch Falsey to scare you or something. Same thing as a soap opera, all the virus stuff. Total soap opera. Now, made for women television. So hey, and I love women. There are plenty of women that watch this show that aren't fooled by that aren't hysterical about this virus. And probably the women that I know through cryptocurrency and whatnot that I'm referring to through Bitcoin, the reason they're not hysterical is because they're grounded by logic and reason, and that's why they're drawing the Bitcoin in the first place. So shout out to my ladies all over the world who The 2%, the 5%. That's my audience is what, 2% women, 5% women. I forgot what it was. Like I've met every woman that watches this show. Not everyone, but there's some good ones all over the world, from Australia to Hawaii to wherever. All right, everywhere. All right, now I don't want to leave anyone out. To Romania, all sorts. And good. Men and women can have strong hands and not be hysterical. No discrimination here. Now, 1,783 blocks away. 1783. That's not as good as 1983, the year the Orioles won the World Series last. But 1783 still very colonial, very nice, early times. 1783 blocks away is the halving. And CoinMarketCap now. CoinMarketCap even has a halving countdown. That's bullish, baby. That's halving hype. Oh, so much halving hype in the air. I can taste it. And it tastes like the mulberries I used to pick from the trees in my backyard. And then from the trees in the alley in Baltimore on Linden Avenue where I lived. Please, people, I hope you're still picking those mulberries. You can't catch a virus from picking mulberries. You really, really can't. No one's breathing on your mulberries. All right. I would eat those mulberries and there would be bugs on those mulberries. And because of that, I wouldn't care. I'd wash them. There'd still be bugs in them, little teeny ones. That strengthens the freaking immune system, people. You eat from the land. You don't. Was I going to put that disinfecting stuff on it? No, but I'm sure there's suburban moms that do that now. They disinfect their apples, right? They put it in the solutions, which is this poisonous stuff. I've just went off on a rant there. Now, because it was always around this time of year. Well, around Preakness time, in 3 weeks, the berries would start to be ripe. And by the time of the Belmont, the mulberries were so good. And so some of you might be saying in America, wait a second, they bloom. I ate mulberries earlier than that. Yes, it depends on what part of the country you're in. In more southern parts of the country, you can get the mulberries earlier. Okay, enough about mulberries, but I loved to eat those things as a kid. My feet would turn purple. And then even as an adult, when I lived on Linden Avenue, I would pick the berries from the trees in the alley. And there would be people in other houses saying, you can eat that? Can you make wine out of that? I'll never forget that. I was asked that numerous times. Can you make wine out of that? And can you eat that? I mean, it's the ghetto of Baltimore. It is. It's right near the ghetto of Baltimore, whatever you want to say. And there's free food grown from the trees, but there's still food shortages apparently. Or it's a food desert, yet there's perfectly healthy food growing from the trees. Hey, you got to be proactive. You got to be in motion. I ate for free. Yeah, it's great. Oh, and I ate those mulberries in Namibia. I ate those mulberries in Australia, back in Adelaide, back in November, because on the other side of the world, they bloom in November, not in May. It's the opposite. I've really talked a lot about mulberries here. You've gotten some beyond the Bitcoin here. But hey, the show is almost over. And Skew, hey, it's my show. I talk about what I want. In motion. Skew, I've alluded to this company before. And they make really, they make nice charts, numerical based, obviously numerical based charts, with insight on Bitcoin and the amount of Bitcoin prices. Good information. They provide really good information. And I think I just talked about them the other day. Well, they just raised $5 million worth of funding. So good for them. It shows you that if you're even a stats company, you can raise money. Although they do have some over-the-counter related mechanism trading thingamajiggy that they're using with institutional investors. Maybe that's how they earned the $5 million, or the investors like they didn't like the information aspect. Maybe they like this OTC aspect. Whatever. I'm glad that they're going to still be putting out their sites, their stats. They have good stats, and I use them. You can follow them on Twitter. It's linked to below. Well, actually, their site is linked to below, but then click on their Twitter. I check out their Twitter pretty often. Someone said, Okay, now I have enough Bitcoin. Said no one ever. Pound that like button. That was from BTC Pat. Yes, I would hope that no one has ever said, okay, now I have enough Bitcoin. I definitely have never said that because I value my wealth in Bitcoin. I got to get more and more Bitcoin. Collect those crypto dividends, baby. Interest on your Bitcoin, turn it into Bitcoin. That's the way you get interest on your Bitcoin. You don't give it to some third party. But we won't talk about that now. Udi in Tel Aviv. I said I would mention him. He and the guys at Kraken are having a virtual reality. He's been doing these virtual reality meetups. I haven't talked about them, but they're going to have a virtual reality party for the halving. I think it's on May the 10th. It actually is like the day before. It's linked to below. Kraken is part of it. So good. If you want to attend a virtual reality party for the halving, I'm still disappointed that, this is where we're going to have the real halving party in Tel Aviv. It was going to be the best ever, but this darn virus messed it up. They're going to have a party to celebrate the halving in person in Tel Aviv in the future. When that will be, I do not know. They will keep me updated. But for now, you can have a virtual reality party and wear these virtual reality glasses with Udi or all the people from Kraken. May 1st should be Get Back to Work Day, says Carl Denninger, instead of May Day. And well, he actually retweeted it. It's linked to below. Okay, let me see if there were any other questions over there in the chat. Remember, please retweet this, spread the word. That's how you can support the show. I appreciate the guy who sent me the Bitcoin, of course, but I appreciate the dudes who, there's no, you don't have to pay for this. You can just retweet. That's great. I don't guilt anyone. And so the final thing, I was talking about the streets of Baltimore, eating mulberries in Reservoir Hill. But today I decided to go on my walk early because I'm going to be on Thomas's show. And I just wanted to have everything, no stress. So I went on my walk and I decided to walk to a different area. I walked north on La Brea to the Sunset Strip, legendary Sunset Strip, the boulevard of broken freaking dreams. Okay. Tents are set up there. Homeless living on La Brea and on the Sunset Strip. It was below Santa Monica Boulevard here. It is beautiful. There's a few homeless and stuff, but it really got nasty up there. And the Sunset Strip is more commercial, obviously. It's got hotels on it. It's got some sketchy things on it, some strip joints leading up to it. But it was really nasty up there today. I don't know what to say. People are paranoid about, catching a virus from being outside in the air. But you got filthy homeless all over the place. And I just, people weren't complaining about that back in the day. It was evil to complain about the homeless. Now you're paranoid about your own neighbor and you're paranoid about going to the supermarket. And it's just, dudes, if you're concerned about sanitary conditions, why don't address the things that are right in your face, like on the boulevard of broken dreams? Okay, it's right in your face. That's a real sanitary condition to be concerned about. There's ways to help the homeless, but we've skipped the basics here and moved to some hyper fake reality of major distortions with hysteria that you should be worried about. I'm not paying attention to the guys setting up the tents that are urinating on themselves and defecating on themselves. The healthy runner, he is the threat. I must report him to the government. All right, dude. So, yeah. And for those of you who haven't been to LA before, who think it's so glamorous, Hollywood, Sunset Boulevard, oh, Jim Morrison, the Guns N' Roses. It's not. It's not. It's not all it's cracked up to be, dudes. It's got dudes setting up tents out there and people screaming stuff in the middle of the street. That's the Sunset Strip. Hey, man, but that's life. All right, wanted to give that little Beyond Bitcoin story. It is going to be awesome to be on Thomas's show in 70 minutes, maybe sooner. Maybe I'll get on earlier. So we'll talk about the old days of World Crypto Network, share some stories, and that's it. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Check out the links below. Pound that like button, and new show every day, hopefully earlier tomorrow. See you.